Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be a topic which is very, very close to my heart. How I have gone from 0 to 2.5 lakhs plus as a freelancer in the last 3 months itself. And I know I have a mixed crowd. For some of us, this might be a huge milestone. For some of us, it might be something that seems achievable. And for some of us, it might seem too low. Starting my journey as a freelancer, I know this was a huge climb for me. As a corporate employee, I had never thought that I'd be able to start my own business freelance. We're always in that mindset that let's do a job, salary is coming in, we're happy, we are comfortable with the cushy job, and a job is not bad. A job is a great for people who love doing that. But I really always had an idea even before I joined my job that I want to do something of my own. So the first step or the first challenge was breaking out of that cycle and deciding to do something of my own. That is the first hurdle that I overcame. The second hurdle was getting a basic or a decent amount of money that will help me survive, right? Because me and my husband both contribute to the household, and I did not want to be a person who was just a liability and not paying my share of responsibilities, right? Of course, he could take care of me, but that would mean a lot of stress on him. And that would also mean that I'd be forced to do things uh, in either to make money faster or to get a job or to something to keep the family comfortable because we do live in Bangalore in a top tier metro city in India, and that comes with its own costs. We have two puppies as well. So the second challenge was establishing that fact that I need about 50 to 70,000 rupees coming in consistently through my business. As long as that is coming in, I would be free to take a risk, do other things, figure out what to do. So the first was moving to freelancing. The second was having a basic income that came in. I will link my video to this video where I've spoken about it, how I took a writing course and the person who I was learning it from saw that I had some potential. She gave me some work, and that soon you know, went into 2 to 3 projects, ultimately became 4, 5 projects, along with the freelancing coaching that I do, right? So along with all of that, the money became quite good and decent, and I'd quit, on 15th August, 14th August actually, and by 30th August, I'd reached about roughly 1 lakh rupees in committed value or income that would be coming along. Of course, that means that projects would start maybe by 1st September. So I was not making that money in on like 31st of August, but I knew that from September onwards I'd be making 1 lakh per month. So I started planning towards it. I was extremely happy that okay, things are taken care of. I would even have a little bit extra to save, to invest, etc. So that was the next hurdle that I overcame. That was finding the first set of clients, doing extremely good work so that I get work through referral and word of mouth. And here is where I would want to point out one thing for a lot of you people who might be listening. Maybe you guys are started off as freelancers. Maybe you guys do not have a network or people that you've worked with, right? So this was something that I had as an advantage because I've worked for about 9, 10 years. So I had that leverage of knowing people who could help me. Even now I have not tapped into my network of connections who I can say that, hey, I want to work for you. Can you give me a project, etc. This has so far been one or two people who I spoke to, and that just 90% of it is through referrals, and the work keeps coming in. The next challenge or the next thing that I wanted to discuss with you was sort of understanding what is my strength, what is it that I bring to the table for what I can keep making money. I did a lot of things. I did blogs. So I was doing all of it as a writer. I did blogs, articles, I did social media, LinkedIn posts, I did Instagram scripts, I did case studies, etc. Out of all of this, reel scripts and YouTube scripts work the best for me. Like I have about 4, 5 clients who give me close to a lakh only for scripts because everybody is looking to build their personal brand. So I'm targeting founders in the fintech space, in the life coaching space, and most of it so far have been referrals, like I told you. right? So that is the next challenge that I overcame, which was figuring out what my niche was, niche industry wise and the offer wise. Then the next challenge that came was pricing. I was absolutely clueless about pricing, and till date, I think whenever the video is whenever the video is released, I know and realize the fact that I charge far lesser than I should be charging. Right. So what I done was a simple thing: 25,000 rupees per month for social media management plus writing scripts, which will be about 12 scripts. So that would bring it to about 1500, 1600 rupees for writing the scripts and remaining for management. Or if individually people want to work with me, 1500 per script is what I am at the moment. Right now, I'm realizing that I should be increasing it, and I'll do it maybe in the next 2 to 3 months and reach about 3000 per script, because I'm giving them results. I am understanding the tone of voice. I am doing my research and doing good work. And finally, the last challenge was overcoming imposter syndrome. And what do I mean by that? All of you know that, imposter syndrome. I don't have to explain that, am I good enough? Am I whatever? Right? You understand all of that. But a few challenges that I face, and I am sure a lot of you face it, so I want to discuss it. First thing, if I'm writing scripts for people, if I'm writing social media posts for people, why don't I have a huge following? Right? The answer always is because that you work for companies. I've worked for my employers. I've grown brands from 5,000 to 100,000, right? But I have never had the time because I dedicate 9 to 12 hours for a job, and same for freelancing. I barely have 1 hour per day. That's also a lot, right? I spend 10 to 15 to 20 minutes only to create content for my own channel. So it will never grow at the same speed, um, unless you're a creator or an influencer and that is your entire goal, right? I'm still a freelancer and a business owner large part of the time. So that is what I answered myself, and you can answer yourself. And the second thing is that there are so many content creators, influencers, and AI. These are like, competitors, I'll put them all together, who are doing well, right? Somebody who has 200,000 followers, 1 million followers, who also have a personal branding agency and who are doing it for clients. I was like, how do I differentiate myself from them? I have to tell you two things. First, I saw the content coming out, like, the founder of a fintech company, what he's trying to explain is not coming out. What he wants to say is not coming out. It's not well researched. It's not technically correct. There are so many mistakes in it. And I realized that with age, and maturity, right? Like I saw 20-year-olds. With that maturity, I'm able to understand a C-suite founder much better, and I'm able to offer much more value, or a founder, or like a CXO level person, anybody, right? So I'm able to add more value. So that is my add to the table. That is, I am mature enough to understand what topics to pick, and I'm not doing it for a trend, right? If you want to grow on social media through trends, if you want to call that your personal brand, which you're completely free to do, you can do that. But what I am doing is establishing thought leadership, that you're known for something. When you talk about it, it makes people think. And that is the space I went for. I did not go for, oh, I will promise you a million impressions, because I can't. I have never done it. Some of my videos have reached a few 100,000 views, but that's it. So I can promise that much, not beyond that. It'll not be genuine of me to say that. So these were the challenges that I sort of had to overcome, and each of them, I did it stepwise, but it does not come stepwise. Each of them come together, especially when I have to establish myself, build it like a business, set up systems, etc. And now the next challenge that I will probably talk about it, in my next videos, uh, is going to be setting up processes, teams, and systems. So for example, now that I'm getting so much work, I have a few people who are hired on a project basis for writing, for social media management, etc. Right? After working with uh, maybe I work with the same people, they will understand me. But what if I have to get new people every single time? I have to explain it to them. If I have to, tell them the process, I have to edit. So I want to reduce my involvement in these things, I want to make a little bit time for myself. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to record videos. I'm going to set up systems and processes, and I will show you. I will create a video on what and everything that I am doing uh, to build up these systems, right? So that a person who gets onboarded, it's similar if you guys have worked that, there is HR processes, systems that take you through the company thing. I will also create a culture document where I tell them that, hey, these are the things we should follow. This is okay if we don't follow. It's okay to make mistakes, but please be accountable. There are some frameworks that I'm making. So this will help reduce my workload in a way that I don't have to manage people so much, but once they come into the ecosystem, they themselves become accountable and they know everything that they need to know to sort of get started and work with me. So that is the next challenge that I'm working on. And that is all for this week's video. And there are a few exciting videos coming up in the next few weeks. So if you haven't subscribed to my video and if you like this content, please subscribe. It really means a lot for small content creators and a freelancer like me.